What's up, guys? I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that our friend Roman has actually been in the videos a lot more recently. We've been going to the track with him and his car, you know, the Grinch. You guys have all seen it. He's been helping around the shop with the cars, and he's been in the videos a lot lately, and there is actually a reason for that. So his car, as you guys know, is an all-wheel drive Civic, fully built K-Series, and the only thing holding that car back right now is a transmission because the tranny in it is stock, and he is constantly breaking that thing. And he came up to me not too long ago and we worked out a little bit of a deal. So all he wants for his car is a dog box. It's the same issue we face with all our other cars. They're pretty expensive, but he said that he could help me out for a while if we can just get him a dog box. And I was like, you know what? I have no problem with that. And in return, it gives us some more content on the car, showing, you know, us getting the transmission in the car, stuff like that. And then he's also helping get the cars going for content before we even get the dog box for him. So long story short, he's been helping out a whole bunch. He's been killing it. He's been at the shop every day. He did not ask to get paid at all for this. He just wants this transmission for his car so he can go fast, and I can respect that. And today, the dog box came for him, and he does know it's coming, so it's not like a huge surprise, but he doesn't know the exact day it's gonna be here. And I actually got it in my truck right now, and I'm on my way to the shop. I'm gonna go tell him the news, tell him it's here. And if he's down, we'll probably be putting this thing together today, because he said the second that it comes here, he wants to get it in his car as fast as he can. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go head over to the shop and see how he reacts to this dog box. So you brought this thing to Mexico last night?
Yeah, I got
How'd
deported.
you do?
No, it did really good last night. Like, I was super impressed on what the car did.
Out on the streets?
Out on them streets.
Yeah, too bad we didn't come with to
you
film it.
Used, like, flames, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, we were at Top Golf.
Yeah? How'd you guys do at Top Golf?
We had some fun. We were smacking golf balls.
No, I saw you were bouncing one and then hitting it. This guy.
He put 4 together and put 1 in the middle and hit all of them. It was like a shotgun.
A buckshot golf ball.
Yeah, it was Todd's birthday, so.
Yeah. We almost got kicked out, to be honest.
No, but overall, I mean, it was, I'm sure. It was a good night. Jamie brought the curse out too.
The neon?
Yeah, the neon, and dude, I had a blast. I didn't know what kind of power it was at. I thought it was a lot less, but then I looked at the boost gauge. It was on like 32.5 pounds last night.
Damn.
It was like over 900.
And you said you killed a few cars out last night?
I killed all of the cars out last night. Whatever was out there, I killed it. There was this vet that got all mad, I guess, at Jamie and me and him, like pulled up to the next spot and was all like, I bought this vet and I'm getting beat up by rice rockets, all this stuff. But yeah, it was an animal, man. I beat up a couple Evos. Yeah, and we got the blow valve fixed. You guys saw in the last video, it was cracked all the way around. So Sean went ahead and got that welded up. So that's holding good right now. Shifter had issues last night, again, the cables. So in the beginning of the night, I had like all the gears, everything was good. And then towards like the end of the night, I only had the front gears. So I had first, third, and fifth. Nothing back. So second,
fourth, and reverse were gone.
We're gone. And then I noticed that the cable, when you try to go back to the gears, it bottoms out on itself there.
Yep.
So
that's the issue. Yeah, because first and everything is that way, and then
all the other gears are back.
Yeah, you try to go back and it bottoms out right there. So
you
gotta adjust that guy.
Yep. Goddamn cables.
How'd it hook up on the street though?
Oh man.
With the all-wheel drive and the ET streets.
Gear, it dead hooked, like 30 pounds of boost. So I'm like super impressed with it.
Oh, I wish we could have came out. That would have been sick.
It would have been. We got to get some cars going out.
The good old days.
The good old days. Hashtag throwback.
The Mexico days.
Yeah, we need to like bring out the minivan or something. I just want to roll like 5 or 6 deep in that thing to the meet and just mob. So.
Oh yeah.
She gonna need a new belt.
Alternator belt's a little hurt. It's riding off the pulley right there.
Yeah.
Looks like it was smoking a bit.
Be all right.
But I mean, since you already got it on the lift, we did get something in the mail for you.
It's in. Legitimately? Already?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's in the back of my truck.
Let's fucking go get it.
No, it's in the back.
Eyes. Y'all know what that means.
There you go, bud.
Oh boy.
That's all you've been waiting for.
Yep. That's it. The Grinch is gonna be a killer now. Like straight killer.
Link's chilling under there, staying out of the sun.
Come on, Link, we got a dog box to put together. We ain't got time to hang out.
Link was guarding the dog box.
Yeah.
The dog box guard dog. All right, let's start with this first one. The diff.
The diff.
I'm gonna talk about this one a little bit.
This is the Wave Tracks diff from Speed Factory.
This is the one you picked up.
Yep. This is the one I picked up.
So Roman already had this.
Yep. I'm waiting on it. Gotta put to good use. Ooh-wee.
It's the Wave Track LSD
Yep.
differential, and then this one is good because it's compatible with the
All-wheel
drive stuff.
Yep. So there's no machining. So before, like, all the all-wheel drive cars came out, people would just machine these other holes for them. So they would bolt onto the transfer case gears. Well, transfer case final drive. So now they actually make a bolt-in option for it now. So it's super, super easy.
Yep, says it right there.
Boom.
Honda K20, two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the diff we need for the all-wheel drive tranny.
60 foot's right here.
Yep. It's all on that guy. No more stock LSD.
Yeah.
Or stock diff, I mean.
Stock open diff, literally.
Yeah, stock open diff.
So if we cut 1.5s with that, let's get in those 1.2s with these.
Hopefully that'd be gnarly.
Yep.
I mean, gotta start with like 1.4s. That'd be a good start.
Good starting point would
But
be
they've gone 1.1s before.
They've gone 1.1s on that.
Like very dialed in, but
Yep.
1.3s are getting very, very common.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
and 1.2s are not too common, and then 1.1s are possible.
Yeah, are
Which is a very,
Yeah.
very good 60
There's like
foot.
one other, the tile car. So Preunto Racing, they got that in the bag.
Yeah, they got that down.
Yeah.
They got that front half figured out.
Yeah, 490 in the 8th.
Yeah,
They win.
that's
So
insane.
first Honda ever to go 4s in the 8th. I think.
Well, all-wheel drive
All-wheel
Honda.
drive Honda, yeah. I'm sure back in the day, all those pro front-wheel drives or something like that.
Yeah, or some
Pro
rear-wheel drive one.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
anyways, on to the main course.
Main course. Which one? Should we do the gears?
I don't even know
thing
what the
first?
difference is. Is one
Well, this
gears
one,
and
yeah, this one's gears because that's the ratios for the gears, and then this one's 4.7 final.
oh,
drive.
final drive stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's
Let's
start with
do
the
the gears.
gears. Oh, nice, these things. I used to play with these when I was a little kid. You lick them, stick them.
What is that?
They used to sell these as a toy, like they'd be all colorful, and you like.
These were
just-
toys.
literally, yeah. I
Really?
swear, my parents would buy me bags of them. That sounds like it.
What is that? What kind of
I
toy
swear,
is this, bro?
this was like a thing for kids to play with when they were little. I had a bag of like colorful
I
ones.
think that's what your parents told you.
Maybe.
I've never.
They
played
probably
with
just gave me a bag of packing peanuts. They're like, it's a toy.
Yeah.
But I know if you can like lick them and they stick together and you can like make little things out of them.
Yeah, write down in the comments if you know what he's talking about.
Ain't no way. That's cool though. Why do you know all this stuff?
I don't know.
Isn't it made from like rice or something? I know Todd was trying to eat these.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're technically edible. I'm not about to eat one, but stop.
It's not.
No
edible.
flavor.
There's no flavor.
Oh, look at that. Got all the drag cartel goodies.
Yeah, Jeremy hooked it up.
True to the cartel.
Whoa.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, nitro meth. It's all them all motor cars.
Oh boy, looks like a lot of individual boxes.
Sure you know what you're doing? Because I don't.
We're gonna figure this thing out.
Oh my gosh.
I was really hoping the gear stacks would come assembled and we just swap it in. I was like, oh, the gears will probably just come as stacks ready
Yeah.
in what order. No, this is, you gotta build it.
You guys good at Legos?
This is like a Lego kit, yeah. As long as if it comes with instructions, we're chilling. But I feel like it doesn't.
just comes with warning.
It just
if you've
says-
never done this before, don't do it.
Well, we gonna send it.
Well, for the warranty, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, for the warranty, we've done hundreds of these.
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, it's obviously not our fault.
Always cut towards your friends.
Don't be a dummy. Cut towards your buddy. Or no. Don't cut,
That's a good one.
cut. No. Don't cut towards your tummy. Cut towards your buddy, or something.
This guy is gonna cut towards his butt.
Oh, the T's.
The T's.
The DC T's.
Always hooking it up,
We had
man.
the red ones left.
There you go.
Black one.
XL.
There's a 3X.
for
No, don't even try. Do you want to keep these for later for your toys?
No.
Put them upstairs
No,
for you.
there's-
Sure, man, we can package them up for you.
No, I'm
Put them
good.
in a Christmas present. Oh,
some dogs and boxes.
there's a lot of stuff going on over here, man.
Top secret stuff.
We got a dog box. It's my Fong impression.
That's pretty good. Got a dog box.
I feel like you'd be like, we have dog box.
We got a dog box.
And we have rice.
This is
I
awesome.
know we got toys too. It came with toys.
Finally, the thing is gonna shift.
It's
And
gonna
go.
roll out, man.
Hey, Brent.
Now you have no excuses when the keys break or like oil's on the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know you could stick these together if you lick them?
You know you could eat these too, right?
See, I'm not the only one, bro.
I told you could eat them. But have you ever had these as a toy?
Well, yeah.
See, I'm not.
Poppers.
And bubble.
What do you pop? Where do you buy these as toys? For toys? Toys
At
R
the
Us?
shipping store.
FedEx ground.
Office Max. You never shopped at Office Max?
I'm sure you can't get this at Toys R Us.
Kyle said his mom used to get them like for toys. Like that was a
was his
legit
toy.
toy. They were different colors, and you lick them and stick them together.
Well, she was saving a buck.
Like crazy, man.
What are you doing?
What are you seeing?
Oh my god.
This is all.
Spit it out.
Ew, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't care. They're not Cheetos, bro.
But you could like flavor them with like seasons, some.
Paint them orange like your
seasoned
mom
salt
used to
and-
do for you.
What was that?
You just paint them orange like your
I was trying to shoot your mouth.
Give them to Shane for his little toys.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Shane, I got you some toys.
Shane.
You lick them and stick them.
Kyle's mom was going through his toy box. Wants to get rid of all his old stuff. The bubbles are flat. You can have one.
And all these have been licked already. But no, look, literally.
We're gonna build a dog
And then
box.
it's like you can do that, and then you put little arms and like make a little person.
What'd you
Okay, you're just. Brent's the oldest child I know.
Oh man. So you ever put one of these together?
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Stack it together.
Yeah.
Just stack them.
It's cool. I can't believe you got the box. I'm so excited. I can barely hide the excitement I have for
Oh
this
gosh,
box.
you're monotone me.
You sounded like. You don't even know what to do with that gear.
I'm beat showing up with this gear. That's what
Yeah,
I'm gonna do.
showing up you ain't. Get any more than that gear.
All right, we went ahead and got everything out of their packages, but we did make sure to leave them all in these little boxes that they came out of, because right now everything is labeled exactly where it needs to go. So we don't want to mix any of this stuff up. So for instance, I don't just want to take this and leave it laying around and then we have no idea what this gear is exactly. You can see right on there, it says third gear input. So all these are labeled exactly where they need to go. This did not come assembled at all. We have to assemble it ourselves. And yeah, so we do have everything we need though to get this thing done. It's all laid out, but before we can even start assembling this thing, we do have to pull the stock transmission out of the Grinch, because we are going to be using this transmission as our housing for all of this stuff. We don't have a separate transmission laying around to just build off to the side and then just swap it into the car. We're gonna have to use this one, so we gotta pull this out of the car, take it all apart, and then rebuild it with our new dog gear set and all this stuff we got going on right here. So yeah, I guess let's get to it and rip it out of the car, and we'll go from there. Roman's excited.
Oh yeah. It's
Get it out.
It's gonna work now. Finally, the Grinch is gonna work.
It's gonna shift and it's gonna go.
Oh shit, and it's gonna go fast. back was like wedged.
But when she popped, thing came out, bro.
Told you, bro. That's just what it does.
Well, she's out. She
I've
took
had
some
3 gear
prying,
sets in this
but
bag, girl. She didn't want the PPG.
she's like, no PPG.
She's like, no PPG for me.
Not the dogs.
Stock'll do it.
Who let the dogs out? Hey, pull it.
Pull
Or
what?
actually, just lift up the car.
Coming out, coming out, coming out. Yeah, bitch.
Well, that took a lot of prying.
Holy cow.
Bro, look at our tools.
We came
got the
stacked
big
up.
name
We came
again.
stacked up this time. We got 2 more over there.
All the pry bars.
Oh yeah, we had them all. That tranny was not
All the
happy.
shot prime.
No change.
All right, transmission is out. So now we just got to start pulling this thing apart and getting all the guts out of it. And we'll start seeing how we need to put all this together and go from there.
Let's do it.
Steve's already making good use of the drag cartel koozies.
Hell yeah, we're below the line, so it's nice and chilly down there.
She is tore up.
Dang.
Oh.
Dude, that probably had maybe one more pass left in it.
Yep.
Look at that.
I got another one.
Wow, this is happening at the right time then. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Dang.
Yep. Stock tranny life. I have 3 all-wheel drive.
You're a tranny hoarder.
Because this stuff is going to stay stock.
Yeah, that and
That
that's
gear
gonna
and
stay
that.
stock.
Damn, I wonder if some chunk of something got in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I have
cracked
another
it.
transfer case and
This one's broken in there?
there's probably a
but
couple
that-
pieces.
I can see that tooth right there is not very good on that inner gear.
With those pieces flying around in there, probably chewed up the inner gear too.
All right, so we just pulled the transfer case off of the transmission that just came out of Roman's car, and it turns out there is a little bit of damage on this gear right here, and that is what drives it. And we actually just went and picked up another transmission that Roman had that we didn't know about. This was over at Todd's house, and he has this one just for parts because the case is cracked. As you can see, there's this big hole in it, but everything on the inside of this transmission is good. So we are going to be taking this one apart to replace all of that stuff because none of this is upgraded with the PPG kit that we got, and we need a new transfer case, and then we also need to replace this inner gear right here because this right here is what actually connects to that. You can see there's this lower gear under the final drive. 2-wheel drive transmission does not have this lower gear. This is just to drive the 4-wheel drive system, and we are going to be replacing that gear with hopefully a good one from this transmission. And then he doesn't have the transfer case here at the moment, a spare one. He has some like at his house. And for now, we're just going to try to replace that bottom gear. And if we do get far enough and get the transmission all the way together, we can always put the transfer case on after it's already in the car. You can just grab this and slide it right on. But in order to put everything together, we do need a new one of these guys right there, that bottom one. So we are going to be pulling apart 2 transmissions today to get everything we need. So,
Trannies, bro.
yep,
More than one.
2 trannies. Victory!
4th is gone.
Oh, we're throwing a lot of power at it last night.
You should know. You're the one driving it. Which one felt the worst?
They all felt terrible, bro.
Brand new.
Damn! Fourth gear, baby! I told you we threw a lot of power out that sucker.
4th is gone.
Yeah, that's not there anymore.
That's the collection tray.
All your gears gather around.
Gather all your
Should
gear.
we try
here.
one more stock set?
No.
After all this?
I got one more left.
Throw that
That's
in.
my last gear set. I've gone through 3 of them. Check on my 4th gear, bro.
Yeah, that 4th gear is definitely what messed up your other stuff.
My 4th gear went to Mexico.
Never came back.
Never came back.
Still partying in Tijuana.
There it is.
Boom.
That's one bearing. Now we just gotta get this one off for our new diff. There it is.
There she is.
That's the ring for the speed
Speedo.
sensor. That's it, done. All right, we just got our bearings pressed onto our new Wave Track diff right here, and then we also got this ring pressed on as well. That's for the speed sensor. So we just took the bearings and that ring off of the factory diff that came out of Roman's transmission. So that is all ready to go, and right now we are getting ready to put on the crown gear right here that came with the PPG kit, and then we are using the stock gear that runs the transfer case. So this thing is really cool, this diff right here, because it can do both front wheel drive and all wheel drive. So what they actually did is they just added another set of holes. You can see right here that every other hole is threaded, and then the ones in between are not threaded. So if you were to run this front wheel drive, all you would do is take your gear, set that on top, and then you would use those threaded holes to bolt it down from the top. But since we have the all-wheel drive transmission, we are going to be using the bolt holes that do not have threads, and instead of bolting it from the top, we are actually going to be putting the crown gear on first, and then this guy on after that, and then the bolts run through the bottom, and then they thread into this gear right here, because this is threaded on the back side of that, and that is how that all goes together. So then once you go to flip that over, this gear will be the lower one, like so. That'll sit down in there like that, and then this one will be on top of that, and then this will go to our like counter shaft right here, and then the teeth on this one go to that transfer case, and then that goes out to the drive shaft and to the rear diff and to the rear tires, and that's how we get our all-wheel drive. So that's really cool. On a front-wheel drive car, you don't have this extra gear like we were saying earlier. So that is all kind of how it works, just to show you guys it all taken apart. So we're going to go ahead and get this diff completely bolted together with these two gears and get it in there and keep going from there. Just got to be smooth with it, bro. So we have like 3 deleted clips of Roman trying to put it on and just got wedged. First try, bro. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting the reverse thread.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Is there a torque spec on these?
To be honest, guys, you might not be happy with this, but we're just gonna ugg them. They have Loctite, they're good.
Yep.
It took quite a bit of force to get them off too, so
Yeah.
as long as they're nice and snug with Loctite, we'll be good. All right, so we got the diff and everything into the case, and we just went ahead and kind of rested the counter and input shaft in there just for right now, but we're actually getting ready to start assembling everything, and we actually have to take apart the factory gear stacks to get some of the factory bearings to put all this stuff together, because this kit did not come with the bearings, and there are also some various spacers that we need to steal off the factory ones as well. So just for a quick example, this is the factory input shaft. We just flipped it upside down, so the gears kind of fell off of it, but it's all in order right here. And if you were to pull this guy out of there like that, we're not going to need that anymore. You can see there's this little bearing inside of there. And then if you just swap this right over in order, you can see that that, you know, kind of matches this guy right there. That's how that is sitting in there. So this is our new one, that's the old one, and that bearing was right here. We just kind of flipped that upside down and pulled it out. So then this bearing would go right over here. This is the factory bearing. We just got to swap that guy over just like so. And then everything in these boxes is labeled, so it is pretty straightforward. It tells you right here, this is third gear input for third gear input shaft, and then anything that goes on the output shaft, it says first gear output or whatever output shaft. So that's how you can tell what pieces go on what shaft. So third gear would be next in line, because first and second are already part of this input shaft right here. So then third gear would just slip over like so, and then that goes right there. And we just kind of have to, you know, repeat this process and just make sure everything matches where the factory stuff would be, just with our new upgraded parts, and, you know, just keep going until it's put together. So we might have to do a little bit of finessing to get everything exactly where it needs to be, you know, play around with stuff, make sure we have it all in the correct places. So I'm not sure if we'll do the best job of filming all of that, but we're just going to go ahead and start pulling all the stock stuff apart and re-adding on, you know, the new upgraded stuff, and hopefully we have it all in order. We'll double check everything and just go from there, and then she'll be together.
That's it.
Well, we've been messing with this thing for the last couple hours, and we think we got her all figured out. We got our cuff on there, you know, we got it all together. And right now we're actually getting ready to test it all out. We're gonna put the top half of the case back on this thing, and we're just gonna bolt it down with like 4 bolts, not use any silicone yet, and just double check that it goes into gear okay, everything's spinning freely, stuff like that. And then if that checks out, we can go ahead and pull that back off. We'll silicone it up and get it all together. But I think we got her sorted.
Yep, it's
A lot of looking at stuff online and just double checking, but there she is, the assembled dog box. So this is only a 4-speed, so there is no 5th or 6th gear, just 1 through 4. And then this cuff right here helps hold the stacks together, and then this piece right up here is actually for the shift fork to ride along, so it doesn't, you know, go anywhere. That's literally all that's for. But yeah, I think we're ready to test her out and see if it works before we put it in the car.
Yeah, we should do that.
Well, guys, we have been messing with this thing for a good couple hours, and we think we finally got it figured out. So we did have some issues with the factory reverse mechanism. Turns out the final drive on the input shaft inside of the transmission is a lot bigger than the factory ratio. So the gear in there is a lot bigger, and it was rubbing on like this reverse mechanism. This is the one off the other transmission. Then there's also this other little piece on the shift fork that it was rubbing on, and we'll show that in just a second because we do have to take this case back off to put our good one on, because this is the one that has the hole missing. But we were actually using this case as kind of a window case because it's convenient. This hole is here because we can kind of shine a light down in there and make sure everything is engaging how it should and stuff like that. And we think we finally got her figured out after having to grind some things down because it was rubbing and you could hear the teeth catching on the mechanism like I was just talking about. But it's all good now, and we can spin it and we can run it through every gear. You know, you want to do that real quick. We got here, spinner. So we got first, second, third, fourth, and then oh wait, that's 5th.
That's 5th.
Where 5th would be, but it doesn't exist. Spin it and then reverse, and that's reverse. So you can see when he's spinning the shaft this way, we got reverse going backwards, and then we do have all the other gears working as well. So I think we're good to go there. Everything is working, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this back apart and just go ahead and get it ready for the right half.
Yeah, right.
Get it siliconed up and get her together.
Let's do it.
Should be ready to go. But yeah, we definitely had to fight it for quite some time, but it is spinning freely now, so it is in neutral right now. You can hear that everything sounds good and spins free. Before, when we would spin it, actually when we started, it wouldn't even spin. It was locked up in neutral. This was just solid, so we're like, that's not right. Then we started grinding stuff down. It would still catch a little bit. We had to grind more stuff down, and we finally got her figured out. So we're gonna go ahead and pull her back apart, get the other half on, and get her back together. All right, so we got the case back off, and just real quick, we're gonna show you guys where we had to grind. So if you look at this fork right here that goes around our reverse gear, this, what is that, like 2nd gear on the input shaft was rubbing right here on that reverse gear. So you can see how close it comes right in there. We actually had to take a grinder and thin that guy out, but now it does clear because this is the one off the other one that we did not touch, and the metal is pretty thick right here. So we just grinded a little bit out of that section right there. So now it clears. Before that was what was completely locking this thing up. And then after we did that, it started to spin, but it still made a noise. And then it turns out there's also this piece of metal down inside of there that engages the reverse on the bottom of the fork. So it's actually this piece right here. And it is tucked in there, so it's kind of hard to see, but that guy was rubbing on this first gear here on the bottom. And so what we did was we took that and then we grinded that about in half, and now it clears. Oh, it's actually this piece right here. Yeah, this guy, we had to grind that in half, and this moves up and down, and that's what actually flips this fork up and down to disengage and re-engage reverse. But we got that stuff grinded and it all clears now. Everything spins smooth, everything goes into gear. So now we're ready to put silicone on it and get her sealed up. Well guys, after a very long night, we got the transmission together and we got it back into the car. So we're still gonna have to come back tomorrow and get everything completely assembled and get it all put back together, but she's in there.
Put some fluid in it.
Yeah, and the Grinch officially has a dog box now.
It's gonna go fast now.
Well, hopefully we put it together right.
Yeah, we'll
I
find
think
out, I guess.
it spins good and we made sure everything cleared and it shifts into every gear, so I'm pretty confident
I think we'll take
that
it
she's
out on
gonna
the
go
street
good.
first.
Yeah,
out
I
here
mean,
to make
test her out.
sure it goes before we go full send at the track.
Yeah, just make sure she's shifting all right and moves. But yeah, there she is, all-wheel drive PPG dog box for the Grinch. Todd did come earlier and he let us borrow his bearing tool to like get the bearings off the
for the
diff.
differential.
So huge shout out to him. He also helped us out while we were putting it together a bit. But yeah, there she is. But
Time
we're gonna call it for tonight. Yeah, because it's like 4 in the morning. We've been here all night trying to get this thing done.
I'm tired.
And she's in there. So we'll come back tomorrow, get it all together and test it out.
Make it happen. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
But that's going to be it for tonight, guys. So hope you enjoyed. And thanks for watching. The Grinch is coming.